fluid inside. There's a fluid inside. So I talked about just the initial part. Now I'll go into some more detail because there's a lot of research into this thing. And if there's interest, I may have one more session on it. So, if you think about it, now they have instruments, they've got MRIs, they have got ECF, EMMG, and CMMG. They've got all these different instruments. They can see exactly what's going on inside the body. But that is only in the last 50 to 100 years. 2000, 10,000 years ago, these gurus were able to know what is going on without just their intuition, just from inspiration from above. They knew what was happening inside our body, and they knew there was a fluid. And I will show you a picture. There's a thing called the cave of Brahma. That means between this thing here, the third eye, right behind here, there's a third eye. And at the back here, there's a pineal gland and the pituitary gland. These two are very important glands because when we are at peace, they create a thing called dopamine that goes through the whole body and makes us relax. And when we are tense, there's a thing called cortisol that goes and makes us very tense and very angry and makes us susceptible to all kinds of sickness. But when we have dopamine going through our body, that can resist all kinds of sicknesses, all types of viruses, all types of bacteria. So that for us to know how to stimulate that, it is good. So there are standard ways to know how to do that. But today's session will spend a little time to understand what is going on inside the brain. So it is not just some, meditate or sing or be at peace. It's not just that. There's something actually inside the body, in our structure, in our blood, in our cells, something going on that makes the difference. So externally, we do that and it helps us internally. So since this is a sound healing, oh, by the way, in the Scientific American, it's a very, very advanced research science magazine. They talk about sound and silence. And when there is silence, there's actually the brain is active. The brain is looking for silence and is also looking for sound. So between the sound and the silence, there's a lot of balance in the body. So as we are going through the sound healing, having that peace and silence is a very good thing. It balances the brain. So let's spend another 5 minutes or so just on sound healing. Then I'll show you some pictures about how the brain and the sound healing works and how this samadhi, some people, and this is true in all religions, Hindu, Muslim, Jewish, Catholic, all of these religions, they have these things where someone can pray and they can actually elevate their body, or they can feel some kind of energy going here and being at peace and some connection with the universe. You call it heaven, call it God, call it anything, Atma, whatever, the different names. And so I'll show you some pictures because now they've got instruments which can capture what is happening, actually chemical and structural and cellular things happening. So if we take a few minutes, about 5, maybe 10 minutes maximum, do some initial sound healing, then we'll talk about the theory and we'll come back to sound healing again. So if you want to relax, close your eyes. And these are the instruments here. I've got all of them. And I've also got a flute. I've learned 1 or 2 nice rhythms of flute. Flute is a good thing. And we'll do a little bit of drumming too. So you get a variety of sounds coming into the body. Lots of sounds means lots of different vibrations. And if there are any cells in our body that are not in the right vibration, they listen to these sounds coming and they come back to balance. So if you look at these instruments here, drum beats going to your heart and clearing up any blockages that exist there through these vibrations. Just focus on the sound and feel the waves of vibration going through your whole body. our eyes and come back to the screen. This guy, Mauro Zapateria, he did most of this research. He was actually studying to be a doctor in Harvard, and he met his girlfriend, and his girlfriend said, "You're not happy studying medicine, learn some different things, alternative medicine." And so he started going into this thing called cerebrospinal massage, and into another thing called polarity theory, where this guy, Dr. Stone, he came to India and went to different countries and went to the native people, the old villages, and learned their healing techniques. And he brought that to America. So he studied that, and that is how he got to understand what is happening in the brain. Because these people in the ancient times, they did not have instruments, they didn't have chemicals, they did not have medicines, injections. Just through intuition and through their own sense and through sound, they were able to heal. So, artists, these people who can see beyond what most normal, they have always felt that there is some power outside, and it comes to us and it goes back, and it comes through our body, it comes through our brain, it comes through our spinal cord. So these are pictures here of different artists showing what they think is happening. And this really is what's going on inside the brain. So if you look at the brain, this is the front of the brain here on the left, and on the right is the back of the brain. So inside here you see this blue lining, like a small layer around the whole brain, not the dark blue, the light blue. That is the cerebral spinal fluid that's going on constantly. It's about half a cup of the spinal fluid every day. It's constantly in our body, and every day at least like a size of a Coca-Cola can or a juice can, that much of fluid we generate every day. And half a cup, there's constantly moving. And this thing, these ancient 10,000 years ago, even before they had x-rays or anything like that, they knew there is this thing called here, right in the middle. They call this the cave of Brahma. And in China, they would call it the crystal palace, because it's a very, very important thing. Because energy comes from down, and it affects here. This is on the left is our third eye. On the back is an important pineal gland. And when the energy rises here, it gives us some kind of very, very strange happening, very peaceful, very relaxed thing. And then we are able to rest, we are able to have a good appetite, we are able to do whatever we need to do in a calm way. So this is another picture. These are things called the ventricles. This is how the fluid comes into the brain. It goes through the different parts of the brain, and the third eye is right here on the left, where you see this arrow. So I'll go to the next picture. This one, let me see. We've seen this. This is the Ida, and this is called the Pingala. This is the female energy on the left, the white thing, and the black like a snake is called the Pingala. It's the male energy, and in the middle is the Sushumna. So when someone is relaxed, you don't have to be in meditation too. But if you're in a relaxed position, this energy, like a snake, it coils up and goes right to the brain and gives us total peace. And where these things meet, the female energy and the male energy, these are the chakras. There are 7 chakras. On the left, you see those names, the Muladhara, then the Anhata, the heart, the third eye, and this is the top is the Sarasraha. This is the energy connecting to the universe. And what happens here is the CSF goes from here right up here and brings us peace. And some people say at the time of when we are leaving our bodies, at the time of death, this energy climbs up here and goes away. And when that energy is gone, that's the end of our life here. This is the same thing, but this is when we are like just born. This is the embryo, and around this, the cerebrospinal fluid. There's a lot of detail. I don't want to spend a lot of time, but I just wanted to show you. And it starts like this, and then gradually the brain part becomes bigger and bigger. Then this becomes the brain, and this becomes the spinal cord. Okay, okay, and we evolved, according to science, we evolved from a small amoeba. We came from the sea actually, and gradually it became starfish, it became little worms, it became animals, and then over time it became bigger animals and it became human. But these cells that are there in the original starfish in the sea, they are the same cells that are in our cerebrospinal fluid. So we are all connected to the universe, we are connected to each other. That is the point this slide is supposed to make. Oh, this is another picture of this thing. So the power of this thing, of this fluid is, normally if a thought comes to my mind, it has to go to the brain, then it has to go to different cells in the brain. But if the energy comes in this fluid, it goes to the whole body at one side. Boom! In one shot. It is not small connections in the cells. In one shot, every part of the body gets this feeling. So when we are listening to music, it comes here and it spreads to the whole body. And in these tubes here, there are small little like particles, like fibers that vibrate. And as the vibrations, they are connected. If they don't work very well, these sound vibrations from the outside help it to vibrate. So that keeps a massage and keeps the cells and the fluid moving. So that's the other important part about music, about sound. And it doesn't have to come from the bowls. It can come from your own voice. If you're in peace, not just normal talking or fighting, but when that is doing too, they get interrupted. But if you are by yourself and you're just humming, it brings a good vibration to all these little fibers in the brain, in that fluid. So it's important to sing to yourself, to hum to yourself, when you laugh too, the laughter just brings a happy vibration in these fibers. So that's the importance of that thing here. Okay, that is all I have to say about it, and let's go back. Okay, we're back here. So what we'll do is continue this sound healing thing. Uh, there's a lot of interest these days here in America. Maybe it's not so much in India on just sound healing. Now, will sound healing cure cancer? Probably not, but it'll bring you peace. And cancer and all these other sicknesses and disease come when we are stressed. If we are at peace, and peace can come through prayer, peace can come through meditation, peace can come through vibrations. If we are at peace with ourselves, there's less chance for these diseases to control us, because then our body is strong, our mind is strong, the vibrations of all the movement of the blood, of the air is totally in harmony. And these sound waves help to keep that thing in harmony. So let's go back to do a little more vibrations and sound healing, okay? If you want to close your eyes, just listen to these sounds and feel it bringing harmony. If there's any disease or any imbalance in the cells, these sound waves will bring it into balance. So if you want to close your eyes and continue listening to the vibrations. Continue taking deep breaths. Don't think about anything else going on in your life. Just feel these vibrations. Feel this fluid going through your brain, going through your spinal cord, bringing balance. Think of those little fibers inside the tubes of the spinal cord. They are vibrating and moving the spinal cord fluid. And the more it moves, the more it cleans up any residue or deposits that are there, and they get removed, so there's less chance of disease. If you are comfortable humming, keep humming while you hear these sounds, because the humming sound, it adds to the vibrations and helps remove any things that are stuck, any foreign items of foreign debris that are in the body. It loosens that up and gets rid of it through the liver. So if you, while this is going on, if you want to hum, your body likes the sound of your own voice better than anything else. So if you feel comfortable, do a slow humming to yourself while you're listening to these vibrations, like slow humming to yourself. These different frequencies are very good for the internal organs in our body, because they give a little jerk, a little spark to the body, and keeps it more active and gives it the energy to get rid of any other things that are building there that should not be there. I'm suggesting a new experience, but try humming to yourself. It'll do an amazing thing to your body. Your own body voice is the best cure. It brings a gentle, like internal washing of your body, the nerves, the cells, the arteries, just a slow humming sound to yourself.
And it's almost time to
Yeah, I think let's close this session. If you want to just come back to normal breathing, gradually open your eyes. I just read a research paper. They say the sound of your own humming voice is a very good thing for the whole body. It brings a lot of calm. So when you're doing a meditation or yoga, this humming, that's why in churches and in all the religions they have singing. It does something good. It bathes the whole internal body with vibrations. So that is the end of our session. And if you have any suggestions or comments, I'm sorry that sound just ended because somewhere in the internet it turned it off, but now it's okay.
thank you, Lawrence. It was very, very nice.
Okay, thank you very much.
Very to